No.
We were not virgin when we met. I saw this super awesome, gorgeous guy. Super hot, I have to say. I was like, wow, what the heck? This guy is here. And then I remember that I got interrupted. And that was Johannes, like trying to talk to me. But it was some kind of like a weird question. It was awkward that someone asked you something like this. So I felt like, is he being racist to me?
Hello everyone, my name is Johannes
I'm Eva.
y estamos juntos en Berlín.
We want to speak about one of the topics that we being asked many times.
Frequently.
But before that, we wanted to say that in the previous two videos, we've done it in Spanish. And this time we wanted to try a new language. And this is because some of you have left some comments, and I know that you are in a long distance relationship with someone from overseas that might not necessarily speak Spanish. So this is for you, everyone.
Yeah. And let us know what you actually prefer, whether in English or in Spanish. We're definitely going to also add subtitles.
They will be for sure here, so do not
Absolutely.
worry.
So this video is about what we've been asked frequently lately.
Yes.
How we actually met.
Yes, this is our top secret story.
Exactly, and today the great secret is revealed.
Exactly. So let's begin with that.
Let's begin, but the top secret is actually not that spectacular.
Oh, come on.
Okay, let's get this started.
Yes, let's get it. Johannes and I, we've met in 2016, so many years ago.
Many years ago.
And it happened around the Valentine's weekend.
Exactly.
And how I know this is because on that weekend I wasn't supposed to be in Berlin. I was supposed to be in Oslo, in Norway. But that's a different story. So it happened that all the plan was crashed, destroyed. So I spent the Valentine's weekend in Berlin when I met this guy.
Este hombre. Yeah. So I moved to Berlin in 2015. And Eva also came in 2015 to Berlin.
Yeah, funny fact that we both came to Berlin for the first time
in the same
April.
year, almost in the same month. I think for me it was,
April.
I think it was April for me as well, 2015. So in 2015, we were enjoying our single lives in Berlin.
Of course.
Going out a lot, getting to know the city better.
Studying in my case because I was doing my master's in here. And
Eva was only studying.
I was also going out, of course. I was single, I was in a new city, making new friends, meeting new people, dating, of course.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. Going to clubs, and of course, first thing and top priority is studying.
Exactly, and for me it was only focusing on work.
Oh yes, sure.
Of course. No, of course I was also getting to know the city. I was going to the clubs in Berlin, and there's so much to offer. Definitely I was enjoying my single life as well. Yes. Can't deny that.
Yeah, no, we're not denying.
No.
We were not virgin when we met. All right.
So it was 2016. And we went to this bar in central Berlin, in Mitte.
Yeah, that's the name of the district. I was working really close to this bar, and that was my commuting station to go home. So, and I really like this bar. I was quite often there. I was with friends, with people that were visiting.
With your dates?
With some dates as well.
Really?
Couple of dates.
Okay,
but mostly with friends because it's quite a nice atmosphere, I would say, especially to get to know new people. But anyway, so it was Valentine's weekend. We've both been in this bar, and I think it was Saturday, if not mistaken.
I think it was a Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
It was cold and rainy outside, I remember.
Yes, because February in Berlin is like the rainy season. It's winter time. It's not a nice.
Not good.
Yeah.
So I've been with my friend to this bar, and so I was at this bar, and then I wanted to get some new drinks for me and my friend. So I went to the bar, and then I saw Eva next to me,
But before that, I need to give context as well, because I was also with a friend, and usually in this bar you should get it's kind of like self-service, so you go and get your drinks. I went for a drink, and I saw this super awesome, gorgeous guy, super hot. I have to say, I was like, wow, what the heck, this guy is here. And then I remember that I got interrupted, and that was Johannes, like trying to talk to me.
Okay, cool.
That's a joke, of course. There was no super hot guy. This is the super hot.
It's too late now. Let's stop this.
Okay.
Let's stop this. So anyway, okay, let me continue my story.
Your story, okay.
So I wanted to order 2 drinks for me and my friend. So I was at the bar, and then I saw Eva next to me, and I approached Eva. I had some drinks before. I was a little bit tipsy, but
not tipsy.
I wasn't drunk.
People
just
are
a
gonna
little
think
bit
that you were
tipsy.
drunk. Yeah.
No, just 3 or 4 beers.
Loose, a bit relaxed.
Yeah, a little bit relaxed, but I wasn't drunk.
Yeah.
I was super drunk.
No.
Nah, I'm kidding.
No, he wasn't drunk.
Yeah, so anyway.
Hello.
So I ordered 2 beers, I remember, and
I remember that.
after I ordered, I turned to you, and I asked you, "Are you from South America?"
I think you asked me.
That was my first line.
You speak Spanish? Are you from South America?
Yeah.
I think it was something like that.
Hey, do you speak Spanish? Are you from South America?
Yeah.
True, that was my first line. Because I heard Eva speaking in Spanish before with her friend, and the situation
He was like this.
it just felt right to ask you in that moment. The music was good, I was in a good mood. You were next to me. I liked you, obviously. I found you really pretty. So,
Wow, thank you.
yeah.
Yes, but
It took me a lot of effort actually to
yeah, I can imagine, because it's not usual the German guys approach you. Actually, it can happen when they have a couple of drinks, like they get a bit loose. It's not like they need to get drunk, not, but it's more like they need to relax a bit. So I knew, because I had some experience already, so I knew, okay, the guy is taking the effort to talk to me, but it was some kind of like a weird question. It was awkward that someone asked you something like this. So I felt like, is he being racist to me? Or what? So then I said, yeah, and this is how we started to talk.
You gotta admit, it was a great approach. It was an amazing door opener.
It was, because of course you get shocked, like,
right?
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Then we were talking. We were talking about South America. I was showing you my Spanish skills.
Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo
But in
estás?
fact, that was the only thing I knew 6 years ago.
But then, yes.
Yeah, back then I didn't know any Spanish, just some lines. Una cerveza, por favor.
Yeah, the typical few lines.
Yeah, I didn't know more, so
Yeah.
I couldn't really brag with my Spanish skills, that's for sure.
No, and I remember that then after that we were talking about more normal questions, like, what do you do here? I study, working, he said, and then where do you study? International business in this school at Berlin. And then we realized that we actually
had a friend in common.
Yeah, not a friend in my case, but a friend of Johannes.
Right.
It was a classmate in the master, and she happened to study with Johannes, and they were friends.
Yeah.
So I was surprised, because it never happened to me before. That, you know, how small can be this big city that you have something in common, and I was a bit like defensive mode when I figured out that, because she was friend of my crush at the master. So I was quite like, oh shoot, problems. But but I think it was not an obstacle.
I never found out, don't worry.
You just found out with this video.
Yeah, now I found out. We're gonna talk about it later.
Oopsie. Okay, and then we were talking, I don't know for how long, but I think it was quite a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe half an hour. Like we were with our drinks, and funny fact is, like, while talking we were already drinking the drinks that we were supposed to bring back to our friends that we were with.
Well, In fact, I was drinking the 2 beers.
Yeah.
Um,
He was nervous.
I was supposed to bring that beer to my friend, obviously, but then we were just talking there for half an hour at the bar,
Yeah.
and I was drinking. I don't know. It felt good. Time flew by, and we were on the same line. We definitely had a connection,
Yeah.
at least from my side.
Well, I found him really funny.
Yeah.
I found him. It was quite nice speaking with him. Like really relaxed. Before
We were on the same page for sure.
Yeah, because before when I had some dates with other German guys, it was not so easy to have a connection with them, like to laugh about the same things, or sometimes they were not getting my sense of humor, but Johannes was completely on the same page and laughing about the same things. So that was quite like, I had some hopes then. Actually,
I restored all your hopes.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. So after half an hour, I went back to my friend.
Yeah.
I actually had to order, obviously, two more beers then.
Yeah, I think that was the night for us. So after we exchanged WhatsApp, of course. And the cute thing is when I was back to my house, I think later on Johannes had dropped a couple of messages to me.
Yeah, I think it was 2-3 a.m. in the morning, and I was texting Eva, hey, I really liked the evening with you. It was great getting to know you, and I would definitely like to see you again.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That was quite an open invitation, quite direct, I have to say. I found it cute, and it was clear that he liked me and he wanted to see me again. So it was quite a decision to make on my side, because as I said at the beginning of the video, I wasn't so ready to open or to start something because I had a backpack, let's say, because I was long-term dating with other German guy didn't work.
We definitely had some obstacles in the very beginning. The first day we met was kind of easy, and it felt right. It was great. But then the next days, the weeks, we had some obstacles, some challenges. But this, you figure out in the next videos.
I think the most challenging time for us was the first 6-7 months, maybe. I think many cultural shocks were in there. But as Johannes said, you will find out in the next video.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Vielen Dank. And do not forget to follow us.
Subscribe.
Folgt uns.
Síguenos.